The resolution to present a single presidential candidate formed the high point of the Ibadan Declaration made at a summit in Ibadan, the Oyo State capital. The coalition of opposition political parties comprising the African Democratic Congress, a faction of the People's Democratic Party, and the Democratic Leadership Alliance, amongst others, said it will resist the attempt by the APC and its allies to impose a one-party system on Nigeria. The opposition figures said they would focus on designing a roadmap to define the future of politics and credible elections in Nigeria.
That despite the onslaughts and machinations of the ruling party, the APC, to ensure that President Bola Tinubu emerges as the sole presidential candidate in 2027, we shall field candidates and contest the 2027 presidential and other elections.
The summit also demanded the immediate reforms to the Electoral Act 2026, urging the National Assembly to expunge provisions they claimed could compromise the integrity of the electoral process. The opposition called for the removal of the chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, Professor Joash Ojo Amopitan, accusing him of partisanship and bias in favor of the ruling party.
That INEC chairman, Professor Joash Ojo Amopitan, having shown bias and open partisanship in favor of the ruling APC, should not conduct the 2027 general election as Nigerians across board have lost confidence in him and his capacity to guarantee the required neutrality to deliver a free, fair, transparent, and credible election.
The Nigerian people are watching. They want to see how you are also going to present yourself as a credible alternative in terms of how you also conduct your party primaries, how your candidate will emerge. Nigerians are also waiting to see how you are going to do that.
The current government is taking Nigeria in a very dangerous direction. And this is why we are united and two very patriotic political leaders have convened this summit.
Other speakers here urged government to address what they called economic injustice and insecurity.
The presence of credible opposition is not a threat to democracy. It is what sustains democracy. So this is not a moment for fragmentation. It is not a moment for violence. And it is certainly not a moment to disengage politically.
I can tell you for free that the problem of the Nigerian economy is the lack of character in those who are running today. Because if there is no character, you cannot build trust. Uncertainty sets in. And I can tell you as a man who wrote a book titled Managing Uncertainty, Conviction and Strategy in Emerging Economies, that a big part of the challenge of today's economy is that you cannot trust policy.
Desperate times demand decisive and collective action. We must be united in purpose, objective in our decision, and selfless our approach.
As political activities heighten, opposition figures here say events like this are just the beginning of extensive consultations that would continue beyond the 2027 elections. Olutayo Famous Call, Arise News, Ibadan.